I want to keep this brief because it's cold out here. So this car just got dropped off. This is a package for next week. It's going to get a supercharger with a water to air, intercooler. They're going to be the Science of Speed, newest 1200 kit, and Honda. This is a car we did about 4 years ago. It's here for an oil change, and he has a coolant smell. I don't know if you can see it right down there. So we're going to check that out. We're going to pressure the system, see what's going on. It might just be a hose, it might be a radiator drain, who knows. We'll pull this one in and I'll let you know. But this car still in great shape. Look at that. That's what I love about these S2000 owners. They love their cars. I mean, it's what a car guy is all about. You love your car, you enjoy it, you drive it, you keep it clean. It's part of the whole ownership. People think I'm nuts when I say part of owning a car is just keeping it nice and enjoying it. But if you get it, you understand what I'm talking about. Alright, so a little bit of water here. It's kind of splashing around. Really see exactly where it is. We'll take that plastic cover off and then pressure it and see. There's a sensor on this side of the radiator, then there is the low hose, and then the drain is right there, and the drain isn't leaking. Show you a little tip here. Cap, let's say it's a 12-pound cap. It's only going to hold 12 pounds, and then it's going to bypass. So a quick way to pressurize it. Go careful on this. I'm not going to recommend you to do this if you have a tester, but this is just a way to put a little bit of pressure in it so you can see. You're going to put your air hose and you're going to put a little bit in here. Again, worst case, if you put too much in, it's going to blow the hose off here or here. But you can basically just put a little bit of pressure in here and watch that cap, and you'll see the fluid will come out of the cap. Once you get up to a certain amount, see that? Just got a little bit coming out of the cap now. We have pressure in the system. It'll give you a chance to look over it with a light, see if you have any leaks, but you can always check around here once you pressurize it if the cap is actually bypassing and coming out this hose right here. So it looked like the cap was leaking. As soon as I got any kind of pressure in it, it would bypass the cap. I'm trying to get it to show up with the light right here. You see the seal on the cap looks like it's kind of rolled over. It's like the rubber is falling apart. You see that? Well, that's what is sealing against the radiator neck. It's putting pressure on. There is a spring in here, and let's say it's a 15-pound radiator cap. It's putting 15 pounds of pressure on that seal, and anything over that is going to bypass it. It's going to lift that seal and push it into the reservoir. As you see, it looks like it's kind of damaged there. So let's try and replace the cap, and we'll put a bit of pressure in it and see what we're getting now. See how much better the seal is. You see how that one's kind of distorted. Always check the spring pressure too. You can kind of just do it by hand. Again, if you don't have the pressure tester, this is just one of those little tips that I'm sharing with you to test it, basically in your driveway or your garage. So put the new cap on there and just pressurized it. There's no leak. Yeah, plenty of pressure in our hoses. Once I hit 15 pounds, this was actually starting to blow back through here, and this hose actually blows off pretty easy too, so sometimes you might have to put a little false in there. Don't put a tie wrap on there or a clamp because you do want it to blow off. Alright, so it's been on there for 15 minutes. We just looked it over. We don't see any leaking, nowhere in the radiator. It's holding pressure. There's no dripping, there's no hissing, that's another thing about water, is when it does leak, you can usually hear it. Of course you can see it too, but you can kind of hear it bubbling. It's usually a real easy diagnosis, and everything is looking good in here. So that's good news. That's one of those things, it's maybe 20 minutes worth of diagnosing, and it needs just a cap. So this customer will be happy because I'm going to say, hey, guess what? We're not going to charge you. I'm just going to charge you for a cap. He wants an oil change too. Other than that, we'll look over everything, make sure everything is happy, and call this customer, and we'll get on to the next. That's one of those things we like to do if it doesn't take us a whole lot of time. Rather than nickel and diming the customer, just give them it. Not only does it make them happy, it makes us happy, and they're going to come back and have us do more work and maybe buy a t-shirt, who knows. So let's get the oil change, we'll see what that looks like. So we did a oil change video not too long ago, and it was one of those more of a tip video. Changing oil is obviously very easy, but we shared some tips of how to do it on an S2000 and tools that you should use. But this makes it all the easier when it's up on the lift, of course. Alright, so 30 minutes later, we're still clean and dry. We're still got pressure in our hoses. Of course, you can buy an attachment from the parts store that you clip on here and you sit and pump it like this and put pressure in there and watch the gauge that way. This is obviously an old school way of doing it, but it still works. You're always looking visually, but by feeling the hose right here. If you're getting any kind of bypass, of course, when you're looking for a leak, you keep an eye on that same area, but where we're getting so much around here, now it's clean and dry, everything's nice, so we're good. Just got to put oil back in it and give it a check over, call the customer, and this one is done. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Starbucks, God love it. Nice hoodie.
It's chilly.
That's a nice hoodie, I like it.
Oh,
where do you get that from?
I don't know.
Did you get it in the store, or did you get it as a Christmas gift?
Yeah, we got, like, you know.
You actually put the whole thing together.
I think that one fell off the back of the truck.
He's trying to keep it nice, see? See, I'm rubbing off on everybody. He has one for use and one for best. Keeps one in the packet. Don't wear that one.
It didn't come in a packet, so...
Well, you should do. We should, in the LHT store, sell everything as twos. One comes in a packet sealed,
yeah,
and one that you can wear. There'd be a handful of people just as crazy as me would think like that.
Yeah.
So this one is done. Everything is good on this. We're going to check it and let it sit a little bit more. Make sure the customer is 100% comfortable. That is no coolant leaking. The cap is dry. It's sat for about an hour now. We're going to run it and let the fan cycle a few times and get it as hot as it can possibly be. You get free shipping too.
When does that happen?
You just go pick it up.
Yeah.
When does that happen?
Today. It's supposed to be today. We have more black shirts coming in and black hoodies if they showed up. Apparently from his local supplier they were out of stock on black. For some reason the wintertime they all sell out of black. All the light colors are available but not black.
I might have to do a wardrobe change.
Really?
In the middle of the day.
Really?
Well, if they come
Who
in
says
with the black.
you're getting one?
What?
Did you go prepay for one?
No.
See what's going on here? Just because you work here, you think you just get free stuff.
I'm
You
down.
probably got a hole in the front of the pocket so you can
With
see
my
your
hair
hands.
right in the way.
Yeah, all your hair is all busting out the side of it.
Well, I can't, because if I let it down, yeah, sweatshirts and my hair are not friends.
They're not friends, they get tangled up.
It gets like a big knot back there.
And it's freezing cold today.
It's cold.
Do you want to see what the feels good temperature is today?
Oh, let's see.
This is the thermometer. I've talked about this before. My wife hated this thermometer, so she made me get rid of it. Made me take it out of the house. It's 58 degrees. We say this is the feels good, because for some reason it only goes to about 82 and stops. When it's like 100 in here, it tells you it's 82, so we call it the feels good temperature.
Maybe that's why my wife wanted to get rid of it, because it was always wrong.
No, she just doesn't understand it.
That would make sense.
It's because this thermometer was around before her, and she's jealous of this.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I could see that.
Oh, absolutely.
Jealousy can make you go mad.
That's it. Chicks be a little bit crazy when it comes to thermometers that were there before them.
Did you used to rub your face on it?
No, just to read it. So I just got some more stickers in from Pat the Stripe Guy. If you've seen him on the channel in the past, I've used Pat for at least 25 years. So we're not selling these. I don't want to do a sticker pack like people talk about. When you buy something, I'm trying to include a sticker in each one just as kind of like an extra little thank you. So we have 3 different colors here. We have some windshield banners. I am going to put one on a couple of our cars, but these were given away, so hopefully you enjoy them. And again, thanks for the orders, thanks for supporting us, and hopefully you enjoy the stuff that you get from us. Alright, so I just wanted to show you how to put one of these stickers on. Not just an LHT sticker, but if it's a cut sticker like this one, there is basically 2 parts to it. The part that you can see where it looks like it's slightly faded right here, where it doesn't look it's really bright. This is basically just a clear, transparent top to hold the letters together. The letters are actually individual, and we use a pretty good quality vinyl. So this is how our sticker goes. Most are going to be the same, but the backing, you're going to pull the back off, so it's the opposite to where you see the letters. Now here is another trick. If they've been sitting for a while, or it's too hot or too cold, as you take this backing off here, the letters might stick to this. You want them to stick to the semi-transparent area. So you see that the letters, just a bit of the E is coming off. What I would do is kind of just roll it and roll this off, and you can take the backing off. Now don't pull it straight off. What I do is nice and slow and just roll this back on itself. And if you see the letter coming up like this, just roll it forward again and kind of push it and let it stick back down. You see that? So all the letters are now in reverse, but you want them on that transparent piece because that's what's holding the letters in line. But there you go, you just roll that back and the letter will stay back on there for you. And again, just slowly peel it back. If I wasn't doing this on camera, I do it slightly different. I basically bend this backwards over my hand and this one the other way. But this kind of shows you how to do it. And again, if you've done this before, just ignore this part. But I've had a handful of people over the years had problems putting these on. Now the small stickers like this are pretty easy. If you're gonna do one of the larger stickers, like the windshield banners like I showed you, or even anybody else's sticker, little solution of soap and water, put a couple of drops of soap in your water spray bottle, spray the sticker, spray whatever you're putting it on, get it all nice and wet, lay the sticker on, and then you're going to push it from the inside and push it out. Either use a squeegee or even a credit card or your license or something like that. You're going to start from the inside and push it out. Make sure it's lined up first before you start doing that, because once you start pushing the water out, it starts to stick. Once you get the larger banners centered how you want them, you push them from the inside out right down to the edges out. Get them where you got as much water as you can, and let it sit in the sun for a couple of hours before you pull this transparent cover off. Now this small sticker, what I would do is, as you see, these are cut fairly close, but they're a little crooked, is kind of put this over the area that you're going to stick it, kind of hover it, get it where, you know, from the bottom of the letters is where you're going to measure it. You can put a little line, even a tape line, but just visualize it. So once you get it sitting kind of where you want it down, just pat it lightly, start from the inside, push it outwards. That way you don't wrinkle the letters. Do it gradual, then put a little bit more pressure, and then once you got it on, let it stick real good. And then same when you're going to take the outer cover off, bend it backwards. Don't pull it straight up like this way. You're going to pull it back on itself. And what I typically do is kind of just peel it just like we took the other cover off and let it roll off like here. If you see the letters start to come off back, pat them down. But usually if your surface was clean and dry, this will come off and it'll be perfectly stuck to the surface and it'll look good. But you see how much better that looks having the individual letters as opposed to just one of those clear tape style that are printed. There's a few of them out there. It's easier to do them that way, and you can put several colors and you can put art on there and such. They're much cheaper to do. This is more expensive and more time consuming, but I like it better. So that's how to do our vinyl stickers and anybody's stickers that are cut like this. And as you see, each letter is raised, it's hollow, so if you put this on a black surface, obviously the black will show behind the LHT and the whole backing will be that color. So hopefully that helps it, and if it does, give us a thumbs up, and we'll see you in the next video.